So we are going to finish the second half of the lesson that we started on Thursday. I meant for this lesson to take one day, but we had a bunch of people gone on Thursday, so we only did like the first half.
I'm gonna get a Wakanda
So,
right here.
Second half. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we got a kind of little our tattoo when you give you like cancer or something.
Oh yeah.
So we're gonna do the second half. This will be a shorter lesson, so you guys will have lots of time to work on homework, missing assignments. I believe I have everything graded unless you turned something in today. Other than that, everything should be graded. All right. So for our warm up, we foiled these together. I looked over answers; they were pretty good. Remember, FOIL was an acronym. So, what we're going to be doing is something similar, but a little off. Alright, so when we did all of the FOIL problems, what did you notice about each parenthesis? Or what's different from the warm-up problem, our warm-up FOIL problem, compared to this problem right here?
Shorter.
Warm-up problem was shorter, right? How many of these things is in this parenthesis right here?
3.
We got 3 of them, right? And then we have a 2. FOIL only works. FOIL only works when you have a 2 by 2. When you have 2 in the first, 2 in the second. If you don't have those, you can't FOIL. So we are going to learn what's called the vertical multiply method. And it's going to be, if you guys remember back to like 4th grade, I think when you learned how to, you guys remember how to multiply something like a 20, you guys remember how to multiply kind of like this?
Yeah, I do.
It'll be similar to that.
I still do.
It's actually going to be very similar to this. But we've got some, we're going to multiply polynomials. So we're going to start by, what we're going to do is we're going to arrange our polynomials vertically. And I'm going to go from biggest exponent to smallest exponent. And we're going to write them down here. So I'm going to start with 3x squared plus x minus 5. I'm going to go 3x squared. And then, since it's a plus x, I'm just going to go x. And then because it's a minus 5, I'm going minus 5. Underneath it, I'm going to put this 2x minus 7, but I'm going to line up my x in my x column, my 7 in my just regular numbers column. So I'm going to put 2x here underneath this x. And then I'm going to put minus 7 right here. What?
Oh, and you multiply.
So this column is all my numbers. This column has my x's. This one has my x squareds right here. I'm trying to make space there. So numbers, x's, x squareds. Okay, what we're going to do is we are going to multiply everything on top by this first number here. I'm going to go negative 7 times negative 5, negative 7 times x, negative 7 times 3x squared over there. Hold on, actually, I forgot. I'm going to put a little line right here just to separate it. And whatever answer I get, I'm going to make sure it stays in the correct column. So if it's a number, it's going to stay here with numbers. If it's an x, it's going to stay here with an x. If it's an x squared, it's going right here. Magi, hush. I got to tell you to be quiet again. You don't get my headphones. So I'm going to go negative 7 times negative 5 is positive 35. Negative 7 times x is just negative 7x. I'm going to make sure I put that in my x column. Negative 7 times 3x squared is 21x squared. Alright, that part was pretty easy.
And you have to put a 0.
We're going to do basically the same thing, but this time I'm going to do everything on the top is going to get multiplied by 2x. I'm going to go 2x times negative 5, 2x times x, and 2x times 3x squared.
You have to put a 0 first.
No. So I'm going to go 2x times negative 5 and get negative 10x, right? That is going to go in my x column right here because it's a negative 10x. So I'm going to go negative 10x. I'm going to go 2x times x and get 2x squared. And I'm going to put that in my x squared column. Scroll down a little, make it a little easier to see. And then I still have to go 2x times 3x squared. And I get 6x to the third, right? Do I have an x to the third column yet? No. So I'm just going to put it over here where my x to the 3 would go. X to the third. So I have numbers x, x squared. X to the third is going to be in this column right here. And the only thing I have is this 6x to the third. Okay. We've done most of the work, but we still have to finish it off. we have to combine some like terms and just put these together. So what I did up here on my first thing was I multiplied everything together. What I'm going to do now is add straight down. So I'm going to start over here. I have 35. Do I have anything else underneath it?
I'm sure.
So it's just 35. And because that's positive, I'm going to put a plus sign right there. I'm going to do plus 35 because it's positive. So you could have put a 0 there, I guess, Moses, but it doesn't matter. Because 35 plus 0 is still 35. It doesn't matter. Okay, I have negative 7x minus 10x. So negative 7 plus negative 10 is negative 17x. And because it's negative, I'm going to put a minus sign right there. And I'm going to keep going. 21x squared plus 2x is 23x squared. And I'm going to put a little plus in front right here because it's positive. And then I have this 6x to the third. Do I have any other x to the thirds?
No.
So I'm just going to write it down. Yeah.
Because you're
adding. Oh, did I miss that? Oh, yeah, you're right. That should have been a negative right there. Negative 21. Not bad.
Oh,
But it's a negative.
so
Happens to the best of us.
Didn't happen.
Alright. Alright, so that should be a negative 21. I add straight down and I get negative 19x squared. That's much better. So hang on, let me write that so it looks better. Negative 19x squared. There we go. This is my final answer now. So when we did FOIL, we got smaller problems. This time around they're bigger, but it doesn't really matter how big they get because the process is always going to be the same. That's my final answer here. Maybe I want to tell you about 2 minutes ago. Alright, we're going to do this next one together, then you guys are going to try one. Gabe, turn around, man. I'll distract him. He's, well, I'm not going to say he's trying real hard. He's kind of trying. Alright, so we're going to use our vertical multiply method, and we're going to multiply 2x squared minus 3x plus 1 with x minus 3. So my first step is just set up the problem. I'm going to have a 2x squared negative 3x 1x negative 3, and I'll put my little line right here. So we're going to go through, we're going to multiply everything on top. Let's start off with our negative 3. Negative, negative, negative. Negative 3 times 1 is negative 3. Negative 3 times negative 3x is positive 9x. I'm not going to forget the negative this time. Negative 3 times 2x squared is negative 6x squared. Do the same thing again, but this time we're going to multiply by x. Times x, times x, times x. So x times 1 is just 1x, and I'm going to put that in my x column right here. X times negative 3x is negative 3x squared. I'm going to put that in my x squared column. X times 2x squared is 2x to the third. And I don't have thirds yet, so I'm just going to put it over here. 2x to the third. So I got my number column, my x column, my x squared column, and my x to the thirds. And we've got our stuff lined up, so we're going to add straight down. There's negative 3, and then there's nothing here, so I'm going to go minus 3. 9x and 1x is 10x. And because that's positive, I'm going to put a plus right here in front of it. Because I'm making one big polynomial now. I'm not just combining them, I'm making a polynomial.
Oh.
So negative 6x squared minus 3x squared is negative 9x squared. So I'm going to go minus 9x squared. I got 2x to the third here on the far left. There's nothing else, so I'm just going to write it down. To make this my final answer. Alright, you guys want to try another one together, or you want to do it in class?
In class.
In class? Alright, actually.
I'll scale later.
Alright, so let me get you with some random numbers going here. You're going to multiply with the vertical multiply method. And I'll just get random numbers going, and then I will write it so it looks a little nicer. And you guys are going to start on this one on your own. Alright, so just to write it so it looks a little nicer, this is 5x squared plus 8x plus 5, and we're multiplying it by 6x minus 6. So multiply with your vertical multiply method. Don't forget, you have to go through and add your columns together at the very end. And we'll probably have somebody do this one on the board for us. Yeah. What?
Times this. And then add this. Like right here. So
Yeah.
times that.
So first thing is you times both of them. Alright, what's your first step?
Arrange them vertically, right? So we'll put this one on top. Then you put the other one underneath it. Nope, nope, no line yet. No line yet. Next down line. Just one line about where's the 6x going to go? What column is that going to be in?
Would it, when I still have to do square times, that's just about be right.
Yeah.
Do I have to add?
6 times, oh, no. 6 times 5 is 30.
Yeah, 30.
So it'd be right here.
So I don't have to
No,
worry
it'll
about
just be
this?
30x squared. Yeah, you just put the x squared. Okay. So 6x is going to go here in the x column, right? So 6x. And then, yeah, okay, now do I want? Okay, and now you're going to take -6 and multiply it by everything on the top. It's -6 times 5. Okay, which column is that going to be in? Yep, so right underneath.
How about if I'm in the bottom? Like this one?
Okay, keep going. -6 times 8x.
This is easy peasy.
Wait, would it be?
Yep.
I still multiply like this. It's easy.
Because there's an X. There's an X. So would it go like a 30x?
Yeah.
Sure, who's first on this?
And then what do
I don't know.
we
We shouldn't be there.
This one?
Also,
Who's your price? Who's your price?
No,
Because it'd be -6.
don't know.
Take going on.
It'd be negative 40.
You're not having it.
I'm from some good.
Oh, what's up, Okie? He will give you a referral. You want to eat him.
The first one, right?
My gum is burning.
Your gum is burned.
Wait, before my races?
Drinking too much red.
They're looking your rings.
Smoking too
It's right here.
Hey,
Brett,
sit down.
I'm bringing him
Hanging
the...
around my desk, it's weird. I'm
Seriously.
still recording whatever you're saying.
Seriously, cut it out.
He's right there. Drink. Alright, we can have somebody do this on the board for us. Maybe we'll have somebody. I don't know. Actually, no. You guys are gonna help me. That'll be quicker this way.
You're gonna do it?
No, you're gonna tell me what to do.
We have to add this.
So what do I gotta do first, Moses?
You put them in the columns.
Okay. So what am I gonna have up top?
5x.
Oh,
Yep.
wait, how do you do this?
But I don't know, but 8x,
Yep.
You see
5,
Yep.
how
And what's underneath it?
you did this?
6x.
Okay.
This three, this 20 over. And the same thing.
All right. So we got our problem set up. Kinsey, what am I gonna do next?
Negative times all the...
Okay. What's the first thing I'm gonna time?
Negative 6.
Times.
5.
And I get?
48.
Wait for the top.
Negative 30. Okay.
48.
Lily, what am I doing next?
And then
You're multiplying -6 by 8x.
And what do I get?
Negative
Yeah.
48.
I don't know what you do.
And Jace, what do I do next?
What?
What do I do next?
Negative.
You already did this one.
What?
I already did that one. What's next?
-6 times 5.
Negative 6 times 5x squared.
And I get
Negative 30x squared.
negative 30x squared.
So you times those.
All right, Luis, what am I doing next?
Times
I need a little more room here. Hang on. All right, what's next?
So 6 times 5 is 30. So with that
Shut up.
Let him do this.
Yeah.
Quit messing with that board.
I don't want to get this breaking.
It's fine. Just, what do we do next?
Do it.
We already did the top row. We already did this one, right?
Oh, you.
Do you do something with the 6x?
Yeah. What do we do with the 6x now? Because we already did all the negative 6. What's next? Because we're done with this
What
one.
did I do?
We're done with this one. So I gotta do something with this 6x. What I gotta do, Louise? Alright, Beto, help him out. What do I gotta do next? Yep. So we gotta do 6x times 5 right here. And we get 30x, right? Okay. So I did 6x times 5 and I got 30x. What am I
Oh,
gonna do
wait.
with 6x?
Yeah. Oh,
What am I doing next then? That's fine. What do I
I
do
was
next?
confused on the question.
That's fine. That's fine. That's why I had Beto do it next, because I. Okay. So what am I doing after that?
Wait,
I did that one, right?
You, yeah. Wait, who did you?
Yep. Right there.
Yeah.
Not yet. I gotta do 6x times
Oh, time.
myself. And what do I get when I do 6x times 8x? Yep. Yep. 48x squared. Majai, what am I doing next?
6x times 5x.
And what do I get?
You get 30x.
Yep. 30x to the third. All right. Greg, what am I doing next?
30x.
No.
What you're doing?
Jesus
What am I doing next, Greg? What?
The-
Yep. And what's the first thing I'm adding? Or what's the first thing I'm doing? Yep. Yeah, you're right. What's the first thing that we're gonna put? Yeah, just negative 30, right? That part was easy. All right, Ivory, what am I doing next? Or what do I get next?
Oh.
How'd you get negatives?
When we did it together, I forgot negatives. Because this is a negative 6 right there. I forgot them as we were doing this.
How'd you get negative 18?
Yep. Negative 18x.
Good job.
Wait,
All right, Adelia, what am I getting right here?
wait.
Oh,
I gotta add straight down, right? I do. I think we forgot negatives when I helped you out, so just look at this one. Negative 30x squared plus 48x.
I got a big head too.
Wait, so we're minus?
Well, we're plussing, but this is a negative. Negative 30x squared plus 48x is kind of like 48x squared minus 30.
18?
Yep, 18x squared, right? Alizea, what's the last thing? Yeah, we just put that down, right? Okay, then I go 30x to the third,
No,
and that's it. Nothing else. Oh man.
dude, I got the right answer.
Good. Good. All right, like I said, shorter lesson today. So, your exit ticket is going to be another one like this. Get some random numbers going. And then I will put your homework on the board in Google Classroom. And then you guys can get started on that. Let me write this a little nicer. And let's see. 6x squared plus 1x plus 1. 6x minus 3. Just to write your problem a little nicer. Alright, so start on your exit ticket. And then I'm going to put your homework on the board. And let's see. Before you can listen to music, you got to finish 3 homework problems.
Oh.